What up, everybody? It's your boy Pyro here, and today I am reviewing this new Paleface Swiss album, Cursed. I've came into this album. I have like 5 or 6 songs by these guys that I've listened to a decent amount. They kind of had some cool like energy, kind of a deathcore meets new metal vibe is kind of what I originally got from them. This is their 3rd album, and let's go ahead and jump in and break these tracks down a little bit before I tell you my thoughts on the album as a whole and give my final rating. So we're gonna start with this intro track, and first off, I really like this intro track. I think it's kind of eerie, has some chanting, and it's a great intro for a metal album. That being said, I do think it's a little long. I mean, it takes up 1 minute and 45 seconds of a 28-minute album. So that being said, let's move on to the next track here. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to blow your guys' ears out. So Hatred. Now on initial listen, I was like, okay, this sounds pretty good. And I listened to it again and again. And a couple more times. And the more I listen to it, the more I'm convinced this is a cover of a Slipknot song. It sounds just like Slipknot gone metalcore. And a little too close for me. And on top of that, the writing is meh. Like, we're starting to see a really common theme here with Paleface Swiss, and that's they hate everything, but they don't ever really give a detailed reason why. It's just, I'm angry at the world. Teenage rage. That's what we're kind of getting a lot here. And I was hoping for a little bit more of a diversification lyrically going forward. I mean, they do have a spot lyrically that they sit in, and it's not all that impressive to me, to be honest with you guys. So, I mean, this sounded okay, but I really do feel like I might as well just go listen to Slipknot. I'll be honest with this track. I wasn't overtly impressed. Moving on to And With Hope, You'll Be Damned. Guys, this sounds like Avatar. The first half of the song sounds like Avatar. We get to a little spot there where it sounds like Korn almost vocally. Sure, we're getting some, nice grooves and slam down riffs here, but it's just, I was kind of shocked a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I had a little bit higher hope coming in the album, and I'm like, ooh, 2 songs in technically because the intro, and I wasn't sure what to feel, right? But Don't You Ever Stop. This track is pretty nice. There's some really nice drops here, but I do think the end repetition bit was just too much. But leading up to that, this was a solid song. I think I'd still put this in a playlist, see what happens with it. It just, that ending, it's very repetitious lyrically, and the vocal shake kind of just was a little, I don't know. Like, they consistently have these really raw vocals, but it's almost like think Disturbed and Down with the Sickness, mommy, like that kind of I don't know. It's just like there's a tremble to the voice. I don't know if I buy it. How about that? Let's put it that way. I don't know if I buy it. It feels very forced. And then moving on to Enough. Okay. First off, I gotta give props here because I was hoping for an album change up. I love when they try to change it up in the album, especially around the middle. So I'll give them credit there. However, not only like, okay, there's like lyrically the gist is there's nothing wrong with it, but it's written horribly and the flow is not all that good. The end part of the song is pretty cool, like the live drop thing. That was cool, but the getting there was brutal. And then track Track number 6, we have Youth Decay, and this one actually I really enjoyed. But again, the more I listened to it, the more I heard Slipknot in there. And the bop, the guitar tempo, it just really reminded me of Slipknot, except for the cleans. When the cleans came in, not so much. My Blood in Your Hands, this is not a bad track. Oh, wait, no, this is the chanty one. Okay, so, excuse me. This one is kind of an odd track because it's 1 minute and 40 seconds long, and it's kind of just like half the song is a build-up chant, and the second half where it drops is awesome. But the first half, again, just getting to the drop was like, what are we doing here? Love Burns, track number 8. Now, this is the one I was thinking of. Love the chorus in this. This is cool. They have some really cool, like, they have 3 different vocal styles that screams, love birds, love birds, love birds, right? Like, it's very freaking cool. I love how they did this. Yeah, this is a cool track for me, I think. River of Sorrows is the final track on this album, and this is different because they again are switching it up a little bit. They're trying a slower, almost a hard rock approach. I would put this in a hard rock as like I think this is hard rock. I'll just say that. It's not bad, but my question is, I feel like with this album as a whole, maybe I need to go back and listen to some other older Paleface Swiss, but I feel like this album in general has gotten lyrically thinner, softer. We're getting a little more experimental, but not exactly in a good way. Feels very unbalanced, and I don't know. River of Sorrows, I like that they're keeping it fresh, but it just didn't do much for me. I don't think it's a bad song though, by any means. I'll be clear. But the album as a whole, like we have some nice bops, some nice slam downs, but there's times it just sounds too much like other bands from the new metal category. Lyrically, it's thinner than I feel like a lot of Paleface Swiss has been in the past. I would love to. I want more attention paid to those lyrics. I don't know, guys. I'm feeling a 3.8 on this album, and out of 10, I had high hopes for this one. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I just feel very disappointed a little bit. A lot of this sounds like other bands I've grew up with, and a little too close. And then other things that they tried here just didn't work, in my opinion. That's my review for Paleface Swiss Cursed. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments down below. You can tell me how wrong I am or how right, I guess. That one's rare. But yeah, this is my review. If you enjoy the content, do me a favor. Hit that like, hit the sub, and I'll see you in the future for more reviews. Bye, bye, bye.